everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing readings around the solar eclipse, which is to occur between either April 19th or April 20th, depending where you live. Now, this is the time where the sun and the moon will come together at about 29 degrees in Aries. And what that means is that it is a new start. And it is emphasized. This new beginning, this new start is emphasized because it is in Aries. This is one of the most passionate eclipses. And it's this passion that has been hidden within us for such a long time that it is now coming to bubble up. Which makes sense, right? Because Aries is a fire sign. And Aries is all about doing and having the courage to have the fresh new start. Now, Aries is ruled by Mars, which is in Cancer. And as we know, Cancer is in a very emotional sign. So we're going to be triggered around this time by our own emotions. And now is the time to push through and do what you have been wanting to do, that you've been afraid to do, because now you're ready to do. We also have Jupiter close to Aries, and Jupiter is an expansive energy that is hopeful. And it's all about finding your purpose, finding your spiritual growth, and finding your meaning, your meaningfulness in the world. We also have Pluto square to Aries, and Pluto has this hidden energy of our passion. But Aries is all about authenticity, honesty, and openness. And with Pluto squaring to Aries, it becomes about the hidden coming up, but it's for the better. So depending on your situation, the Pluto energy can be disruptive, but it also can be a blessing. Of course, you do have free will, but know that if it is something that needs to be healed, it will come back at some point in time. It could be in a month, it could be in a week, it could be in 10 years. Because Pluto is all about healing and about karma. And sometimes we need to go through the pain in order to heal. But the good news is that after the eclipse, the sun and the moon shifts quickly into Taurus, which we will then have the comfort of knowing we have stability. So with all that said, let's jump into your reading and see what this solar eclipse means for you. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your reading. So for you, this eclipse will highlight your patterns. Patterns you may not see, but others close to you see them. And this is the time to make new patterns. This eclipse is where it will show you that your power lies in your work and career, or even maybe your social status. And it could potentially be the area you are giving your power away. This eclipse is showing you that it's time to take your power back. And in doing so, you will also notice a shift. So let's see what energies are for you. I'm pulling the Queen of the Moon Oracle. We have the Path, and then we have Fear. Let's see if we need one more, but we have two more. So we have Purity and Beginnings. Oh, wow. Okay. So let's talk about the Path. I feel like you're being called to take back your power when it comes to work is the first thing that's coming to my head. So this sounds like there's something going on with you in your job at work that may be uncomfortable for you, a situation, either, you know, you're not getting along with coworkers, perhaps you're not seeing eye to eye with management. But I feel like there's this fork in the road that, or there is going to be something that's going to be presented to you. Now, let's go back for a minute. We talked about giving your power away when it came to work or career. So what I mean by that is basically you're not saying anything, you're not doing anything to defend yourself, you know, from any, you know, they'll perhaps, let's say, for example, the boss is giving you more work than you usually do, maybe perhaps work for two people, but rather than, you know, admitting that, you know, this is a bit too much, this is unfair, nobody else is getting the same amount of work, the work you're giving me is garbage, you're just taking it all in. And if you recall, this new moon in Aries, or the sun moon eclipse, is about beginnings and endings. It's also about, you know, the hidden coming up and bubbling into the surface, right? So this is what's happening right now. There's this bubbling that's happening. Now, this bubbling that's occurring is right now is like, you don't want to say anything. And I don't think it's fear because of losing your job. It's the fear of being vulnerable, right? So you don't want to be the one that can't do the job type of idea, right? So if you look, this fear, again, there's this protective energy, right? So with it being a protective energy, okay, let's take that back. So even though there's this fear of being vulnerable, right? Because you don't want to appear that you can't do it, that you're not strong, you don't want to show a sign of weakness. I feel like this image here is protecting you from all of that. So, for example, what I see are these birds coming and, you know, kind of, I don't want to say attack you, but, you know, they're kind of coming for the egg, right? Because you would be in the egg, they're coming for the egg because they want to be in there, so they're pecking at it and pecking at it, pecking at it. But there's a part of you that's within you that's actually strong. So even though this is your internal self that's having that fear to show that vulnerability, your outer shell is actually protecting you. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just, the image that I'm seeing is that it's as if you're protecting your inner child, right? And I know they talk about the inner child being playful and you know, coming out, and we don't play enough with that. But it's hard. I don't even know how I can explain it properly, but I just feel like this image here, or the person that's wearing black, is actually you, right? But it's not the physical you, it's your spiritual you that's protecting you, right? And like warding all these, you know, the birds away from getting at you and maybe bothering you or teasing you or bullying you. Like maybe you're experiencing some type of bullying at work, either from a colleague or maybe from your boss, right? So and that fearful, it's not like that fear is, I want to say it's stemming from your childhood almost, right? Now, when we look at purity, it's funny how it goes from black and white, because even though you're being protected and even though you're being guided and your spiritual and soulful self is protecting you, there's this purity in your mind, right? There's this pure, sensitive, gentle soul that's still within you. And you're being encouraged to show that part of you, to let go of that fear, because you are being protective, right? And when you start to show that purity of this, of your soul and your authentic self, it's going to start that new beginning. And look, it's as though the path that you need to take and that uphill battle that is occurring is what's going to start your new beginning. It's as though you coming up that ladder is going to bring you to the arches of beginnings. And look, this is the new moon card too, right? It's so very significant for you. And again, at the end of the sun and moon eclipse, right? The solar eclipse, the sun and moon jumps into your sign. Once you break free from, the fear, and you start to show up your authentic self, it'll start bringing that new beginning, right? That you've been looking for and longing for, right? No more darkness. So, move towards the light. And you have that opportunity during this time to do so. But whatever it is that's buried deep down inside, whatever that fear is for you, you're going to have to come out, and you're going to have to be uncomfortable for it for a little bit. And that's okay, because I've always believed that there's always comfort in the discomfort, right? And once you get comfortable with the discomfort, you'll see this thing in you start to change. The things around you that, you'll notice, like, for example, you'll notice, things that you've never noticed before. So let's say, you look at a flower and you just, to you it's just a flower. And then that one time, right? And then at the next moment, it's not a flower. It's this intricate pattern of softness and delicate, and it's aromatic. And you start to smell it and see it in a different light. So that's what's waiting for you, should you choose to walk the path of being comfortable in your discomfort. Just for a little bit, because at the end, what's waiting is stability. Okay? So let's find out more and what else it is that you need to know for this solar eclipse coming on the 18th, 19th. So I'm pulling out the Kipper for you. I was called to do that. So let's see what this is all about for you. What is it that is hidden? What is it that you need to release and let go of so that you can start your beginning? Oh, everything's talking here. Okay, hold on a second. So we have community, message of concern, and let's feel like I need to bridge community and message of concern. what is the relationship between the community? Now, the community could be, again, family, work. We did talk about work, this being more of work than anything, but let's see the bridging energy for the two. Oh, okay. Well, now, imprisonment isn't prison. It's more of confinement. I asked to tell us more about this imprisonment. So, whoops, here we go. Sorry about that. Oh dear. Did that change the... Okay, I'm going to have to move that. Sorry, that's just... hearing feedback. I'm trying to fix the mic. It fell. Just give me 1 second here. And I know that changed the camera a bit. There we go. I don't know what happened. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, let me just see if you can... I'm going to just flip it over a little bit there. Didn't make much of a difference. Okay. So community can be your work. Well, we did talk about it being work and being bullied, but it could also mean family, right? And then we got a message of concern. And we wanted to know what this bridging is. Before we go, let's find out why is message of concern here. What is message of concern about? Why is message of concern here? So, I'm trying to think here. All right. All right, so we have change. Let me just pull, oh, too many. Okay, I feel like we'll take pathway. All right, tell us more about the pathway. I want to make sure they're not upside down purposefully. Okay, so tell us more about pathway and why pathway is here, and then let's chat. Another message. Okay. I feel like we're going in a circle. All right, so I don't know. There's a piece here that's missing for me. A message of concern again. Okay. Tell us more about this courtship. Okay. All right. Taurus. The community work is coming out very strong here for me. And the fact that imprisonment is connected to the bridging energy for the message of concern. What is perplexing me, well, we already established that there could be a feeling of confinement, right? That you could be feeling really confined in your workplace or in your career, right? The courtship is not necessarily a relationship. When it comes, I'm not feeling that. Well, it is a relationship, but it's your relationship with how you feel about your work, right? And
it's not sitting well with you. So bad health is not necessarily the bad health. I feel with this bad health, it's no longer bringing you joy, and it's no longer resonating, resonating for you anymore, right? And it could possibly be because you are being given more than you should. And it's just not pleasurable for you, right? Now, this message of concern is perhaps something that you're getting, and I don't like talking about it, but it could possibly being a performance evaluation, and there's a little bit of concern. But there's going to be a change, right? Message of concern is coming up twice. So for me, it's one of two things. Well, actually, it's two things. It's a message of concern at the employer level, right? That perhaps they're going to speak to you about your performance, right? So, I know right now it feels like I'm validating that fear. So, there's that fear of, performance appraisal or improvement, sorry, performance improvement plan, right? And that starts to begin to trickle down this desire to make a new pathway for yourself and make a change, right? And journey through. But then here's that message of concern. And this message of concern this time is you. You have that message of concern, which is this fear that we had as an energy for you at the beginning, right? Yeah. Right? So your work may have some concerns with you because, you don't want to do anything. They feel like you're not doing enough, but you feel like you're doing too much because they're giving you so much work, or you can't complete the task because you have too much, right? We've all been there. But that inspires you to make a change and to make a journey, but you're still worried about that journey. But just know, right? That should you, and remember it's free will, should you make the choice to take your power back and be strong in your conviction that you are being protected. No matter what's coming at you, you're going to be protected. Okay? Let's see. So, let's see for this fear and change and pathway. Let's go a little bit deeper into that. All right, let's go deeper into this change. Tell us more about the change and pathway. What does Taurus need to know about the change and the pathway? Three of Swords. What else does Taurus need to know? Oh my God, a lot. Okay, we're going to take this one here. Oops, Six of Cups. I feel with that Three of Swords, it's going to be a very painful decision. But look at this. Look what happens. The Three of Swords may be a very painful decision when it comes to that change, and it, and it's painful and it's scary and all that. But know that you are walking towards, right, the Six of Cups. Right? You're starting to walk towards your Six of Cups. Right? And it's brighter for you. And if you look, it's as if that inner child that was in this shell or in the egg came out, right? Because I feel like this is more youthful of a youthful card. So your youthfulness comes out. I feel like this card releases a lot of the stress and the tension that you may experience. And then all of a sudden, you're no longer this fearful and that someone that has taken your power. Now you've found your empowerment and you're standing strong with the Nine of Wands. And I just feel like with the Nine of Wands surrounding you, I feel like, that's actionable. So you've taken the action, but now it's just like no one will stand in your way anymore. Because not only is your spiritual self protecting you, right? Now you are protecting you. Your inner guide is protecting you. Your inner self is protecting you now. And you're standing strong, you're standing boldly, right? You've got 2 feet on the ground, which tells me that you have found your footing, you're grounded, you're stable, you're a lot stronger. You will come out a lot stronger with this. So even though you have a little bit of concern of this change of what may happen, know that you are coming out stronger than ever, right? So what else and look at that. Look at this. You've got the Two of Cups and you've got the Emperor energy after all that, right? All of a sudden, the exchange of power, right, becomes equal power. There's an equality that's happening, and that exchange between you and another person is equal. No one is going to show you that you're less than once you stand strong. And then you move into that Emperor energy, right? You become confident, determined with that Emperor energy. It's just wonderful and beautiful that all that's happening for you. And that's your new beginning. So let's see. Actually, let's do this one here. Let's see what... This is the Awakened Soul Oracle. What messages do you need to know? Final messages, let's say. Final messages for Taurus. What does Spirit need to tell you? A lot. We're not taking all that. What does Spirit need to tell Taurus here? Their final message here. It's almost coming out. Final message for Taurus, please. What does Spirit need to tell Taurus before we end? Final message for Taurus, please. Final message. Here we go. You have perspective and rebirth. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's look at perspective. Here we go. So perspective is the symbol. The symbol here is paintbrush and a paint. It's a change in your outlook, your point of view. And here's the meaning. Okay, let's see here. All right. So the perspective card is asking, are you the painter or the observer? Are you the consumer or the creator? It is much easier to judge someone else's work than it is to create. You are often both in your life. So remember the other side of the coin in your current situation. There's always more than one side of the story. It is time to check to see if you passed. If your past beliefs or prejudices are influencing how you are viewing the situation or person. While we all have a certain lens we see life through, it can begin to skew our objectivity. What you have been doing so far has not been working. It is time to look at things from a wider viewpoint. Tackle the issue at hand from a different approach. Have a flexible way of being when it comes to solutions and creativity. Too much control kills creativity. Can you find depth where you think there may be none? Look beneath the surface and don't take things at face value. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. How does it feel? And look now. Remember, when you change your attitude, you change the outcome. And we did talk and touch upon that as well. The next card for you is release. Here we go. All right, so release, if you look, the symbol is called a grackle bird. I thought that was a bat, but it's a grackle bird. And the keywords here is liberation, freedom, empower, and clearing. Okay, so the release card calls for you to examine what you are healing onto. What do you fear letting go of, and what is holding you back? When you miss the organic opportunity to release what no longer serves you, hold yourself back. Release things, people, relationship, habits, beliefs, or situations with love and forgiveness. This release needs to be done on a deep level, which can take some time and may take more than one attempt. Be kind to yourself during this transition. Understand that things change no matter how you feel about it or even if you feel ready. If you can allow it to be what it is, it does not have power over you. These releases allow for room for the new to come in, for better opportunities to come to you. Letting go can be a painful experience. Allow yourself the time and space to grieve if you need to. once you have moved through the pain, pain, no, you can then pay tribute to what has happened and hold the memories of it in a healthy way. That is just absolutely beautiful, Taurus, and I'm just going to leave it at that. If you went through the video and you feel that this video did not, or the message did not resonate with you, not a problem. Just leave the energy and check out your other signs that are perhaps in your chart. I would truly appreciate and be honored for your support. So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And that not only tells me that you've resonated, that I've enjoyed actually reading for you, but it also lets me know that you enjoyed hearing it as much as I did, as much as I enjoyed reading it for you. Ah, it was a mouthful. Have yourself a wonderful day, and namaste.